Okay, so can we read the objective together today?
Yes.
I will be able to understand how structure in a story brings meaning by answering questions. So from yesterday, can you guys recall what beginning of a story is?
Start of it.
Good, and then what's the middle, Jordan? The definition?
In between the beginning and the end.
Good, yeah, and then what's the end?
The ending.
It brings it all together, right?
Yes.
So all the questions that we had were answered and everything is getting wrapped together. Perfect. So now today we're going to be introducing new words. We have rising action, climax, and resolution. So can you guys take a guess on what rising action might be?
The, I guess, beginning idea of the story.
Good. That's a great guess. What about you, Jordan? Any definition or
Anything
guesses?
that leads up to the climax.
Yeah, perfect. You are so smart, you second grader. Okay, so let's read it together. Incidents
In a story that adds suspense, interest, and tension.
So it's a thing that is starting to lead up to the big thing. And then what do you guys think climax is?
The big thing. The
The
biggest
biggest
part of the story.
Yeah, the major event, the biggest major event. Okay, let's read it together. Occurs when there is a turning point in a story. Peak of the story. So it's also called the peak of the story. Great job. And then Jordan, what do you think the resolution of means?
The ending.
Right, so let's read it together.
Main problem in a story is resolved.
Great job. So the rising action, you can kind of think of like the beginning or towards the middle, and then the climax is like right at the middle, and then resolution is the end.
Top of the middle.
Yeah, so now today we're going to be talking about few, which is a really fun activity that gets you thinking about the rising action, the climax, and then the resolution. So at the first, it's kind of the beginning. It's like, uh-oh, what could happen? The rising action is like, uh-oh, this could get crazy, this could get suspenseful. And then the climax is like the biggest thing that's happening, and then the resolution is like going down. It's like, phew, we're resolving, we're getting all of our answers figured out. So before that, we're going to answer some questions about the story that we read yesterday. And so I want you guys to pick one number, and then I want you to read the question that you get out loud, and then answer it. So Jordan, you can go first. What number did you get?
I got number 2.
And what's that question say?
How did the beginning of the story introduce the book?
What's your answer to that?
It kind of introduced us to who Norman was.
Yeah.
The boy didn't want Norman.
Perfect. Okay.
I got number 3.
Awesome.
What happened in the middle of the story? It was show and tell, and the boy wanted to get rid of Norman, but no one wanted him.
Great. And what's another word for kind of the middle of the story?
The climax.
Yeah, good job. So we're thinking that maybe the little boy is starting to like Norman, but he still is kind of stubborn and still wanting to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Good job.
Number 1. What happened in the beginning of the story? The little boy got Norman, and he didn't want him instantly, and decided to give him away.
Why did he want to give him away?
Because Norman wasn't as cool as the other pets.
Good, yeah, and that's kind of introducing why, like what's going to happen for the rest of the book. Good job.
Number 5. What happened at the end of the story? Well, the boy decided that he actually liked Norman and wanted to keep him because he was more of a friend.
Great job. Okay. And then
Number 6.
Answer the 6.
How does the ending wrap up the story? Yeah, he wants to keep Norman at the end of the story.
good job. And what's another word for ending?
Resolution.
Right, because all the problems are being solved. Good job. And then the last question, number 4.
4. In the middle of the story, what was the biggest issue? The biggest issue was that Norman wasn't wanted by any other of the kids, and no one wanted to hold him, and he couldn't play with him like all the other kids could, and that made the boy very frustrated.
Good job. Yeah, it's kind of leading towards the end. Okay. So I'll take those back. So to end this lesson, we're gonna create our own uh-oh feel. So you're gonna draw a little hill going down and then all the way up and then going back down. So here's some paper, and I want us to start out by drawing our little hill.
I don't like green and purple together because it reminds me of Barbie.
Okay, so first you're gonna draw your hill. Great job. And remember, the beginning is the uh-oh. So I want you to write just one short sentence in your head, think it in your head, and then write it on your paper. What happened in the very beginning? How was everything introduced? Who did we meet? What was the problem?
Hey guys, Jen's ready for you. Bring it home. Don't forget to move that neck.
Perfect. And then we're going to move up towards the hill, not all the way there yet, but the rising action, the uh-oh, something that's suspenseful, that's going to get us right to the peak, but we're not quite there yet. So what happened in the story that really interested us? Don't say it out loud, but write it on your piece of paper. Okay, and then remember, climax is at the peak. It's the biggest thing, the biggest issue. So let's write what the biggest thing was happening in the middle of the story. We're going to share these. Those are great sentences, Mallory and Jordan. Okay, remember, and then we're winding down the hill. We're going, phew, it's all ending, it's wrapping up, called the resolution. So what was the resolution? How was the problem solved? We can actually end it right now because it's over time.